Hi there. I'm Katlin Smith. I'm the founder and CEO of Simple Mills. So you guys have heard about a lot of different trends today, things that are happening in the industry, what consumers are looking for, and I want to take this back a step to figure out why exactly all of these trends are happening. I'm going to start with a personal story of mine. So about 4 years ago, one of my friends asked me a question that would forever change the way that I thought about food. He asked me, do you think that your joint pain might be related to the food that you're eating? Prior to this question, I had always thought that food could affect maybe two things: how my digestive system felt, so whether or not I felt sick, and also my weight. That's really all that I'd been told my digestive system could affect. But I thought it was a really curious thought, so I decided to take out processed food, sugar, and instead shift to a diet full of vegetables, full of meats, with more fat. And it was really incredible what happened. Within 1 week, I not only dropped 10 pounds, but I also felt better. I had more energy. I stopped getting sick. Not only that, my anxiety dropped. I all around felt happier. My seasonal allergies went away. All of these things that I had previously been told were things that couldn't be solved with food, but instead could be solved with a pill, or were things that I had to live with. It was really incredible to me that food could do that. And I'm not alone here. More and more consumers are thinking about food in relationship to their brain health and their immune system. So in talking about the brain health, people are thinking about their focus, their happiness, their mood. Parents of autistic children will tell you that when they put their children on a gluten-free, dairy-free diet, their children have better behavior. We're also finding that people who are on gluten-free diets sometimes feel better and have less anxiety and depression. We're also seeing in lab rats that when they have different microbiomes, they have less anxiety and show less anxious symptoms. We're seeing that food dyes are related to ADD. And it's not surprising that the gut affects the brain. It actually comes from the same embryonic development tissue. And as well, the microbiome actually releases neurotransmitters in the same way that your brain does, which means that your gut can affect your brain. The other thing that consumers are finding is that their digestive health affects their immune system. And this also isn't surprising because 80% of your immune system is actually based in your gut. And so they are associating things like disease and sickness, autoimmunity, allergies. These are all functions of the immune system. Autoimmune diseases are spiking and they're on the rise. So when you think about autoimmune diseases, you can think about anything from diabetes to joint pain to thyroid problems. The list is growing by the day of what we consider autoimmune diseases. Your immune system is also your first defense against cancer. And it's also the reason why this happens, actually, and the reason why it's important for your digestive system to be healthy when you think about your immune system is because you have these tight junctions between cells in your digestive system. They're what decide what get into your blood, and your body's not used to seeing macromolecules in your blood unless it's a pathogen. And so when your gut isn't healthy, then things leak into your blood, and as a result of that, your body recognizes it as a pathogen and forms a reaction to the food that you're eating. It takes those complexes, so it forms autoimmune complexes of the food as well as an antigen and deposits them in different places in your body, which is where you get autoimmune reactions. It causes inflammation, your body targets those antigen-antibody complexes, and the ability of your body to say for your thyroid to work or for your joints to feel good, that goes away. And this is becoming more widespread knowledge. So we have seen across many publications now the effects of your digestive health on your brain and immune system. So I've got just some of the publications that have written about this. I mean, you're seeing the top publications. You're seeing Time Magazine. You're seeing the New York Times. You're seeing the Atlantic, Forbes, all talking about the relationships that exist there. And consumers, as a result, are changing the way that they think about wellness. And so whereas it used to be a very myopic, narrow view of if I just go on a diet, if I just lose 10 pounds, if I just pursue a low-fat diet, if I just do what my doctor tells me to do, then I'll be healthy. But what consumers are realizing is this is very short-sighted, and it doesn't have long-term success. They're finding that in order to get long-term success and long-term wellness, they need a fuller picture. They need to not just pursue a low-fat diet or do just one of these things. It means that they need to eat real wholesome food, that there aren't cheats necessarily to overall wellness and health. But that also they need to have lower stress. They need to get sleep, that they need to have close relationships, that they need to be active. And the ability to do all of these 4 things really starts with the food that they're eating. And so as they kind of go on their wellness journey, they experiment with different things. They try and figure out what works for them. There's a large amount of bio-individuality, which is causing a number of different food trends to pop up. So people are trying out different diets. They're trying out paleo. They're trying out the Whole30 diet. They're trying out vegetarian and vegan and seeing what works for them individually. And they are finding success. At Simple Mills, we've identified 4 trends that really stem out of this and that a large number of people are finding success with. You've heard about each of these today already, in fact. So the first of those was that simple ingredients. I think we heard about it in the second presentation even, just about how consumers are looking for real things that they can pronounce on ingredient labels. That's 73% of consumers actually. And we're seeing companies respond to this. So Panera just released that no-no list of ingredients they won't use. Hershey's syrup has actually come out with a 5-ingredient syrup. It's happening all across the board. The second thing that we're seeing companies shift to is really demonizing sugar and simple carbohydrates. So in the low-fat craze of the 1990s, we increased the amount of sugar that was in just about everything. And now we're seeing the results of that. Type 2 diabetes is reaching epidemic proportions. Large numbers of people are sick as a result. And now 2/3 of consumers are actually looking to lower the amount of sugar that they're consuming. And sugar consumption is actually down 7% per capita over the past 9 years. The third thing that we're seeing is people wanting more from the food that they're eating. So not just thinking about the sugar, not just thinking about the simple ingredients, but wanting to see their food work harder for them, looking for additive benefits, looking for more protein, more vitamins and minerals, better fats that are in the food, and they're even looking for functional benefits, things like we actually saw it with the Kisher tea, so looking for focus or energy, or when you talk about turmeric, looking for lowering inflammation. And then finally, the last and one of the most important things they're looking for is the absence of gut irritants as well. There's just a broadening awareness about this, and so you're watching people not only look for those additive items, but they're also making sure that there aren't those subtractive items on the list as well. And different people are finding that different things work for them, but some of the most common ones are things like pesticides, GMOs, gluten, dairy, soy. So at Simple Mills, I started this company about 2.5 years ago and started it because I really wanted to create products that help people along this wellness journey that met these 4 needs of consumers so that they really were able to eat things that truly made them feel better. So all of our products, they really fit these 4 needs. So first of all, they have that very simple ingredient deck. You can actually see our vanilla cake up here has 6 ingredients up against the other baking mixes typically in the space. They also typically have lower sugar and lower carbohydrates. So on average, our products have about half the sugar of other products on the shelves and also about half the carbs of other products on the shelf. They also tend to have those additive benefits. So when you think about almond flour, which is a very common base that we use in some of our products, it has more protein, more vitamins and minerals. our coconut sugar is actually low glycemic versus the typical cane sugar, which is actually oftentimes the #1 ingredient in baking mixes. And then finally, these items here also don't have those subtractive elements. So they're gluten-free, they're dairy-free, they're soy-free. We have options that exist for everybody. You'll actually find some of our newest products in your bags, which is our crackers, which are brand new for us. They just came out last month. Overall, the brand has seen tremendous success over the past 2.5 years. In just 2.5 years, we've become the #1 for dollar sales per point of distribution. We have become the #3 largest natural baking mix company. And these crackers that came out last month are already surpassing category averages for turns. So we're very excited about them. But as we just think about this in general, we're really excited to be a part of this change in the food industry and enabling people to change the way that they eat and their overall wellness. And so as you step back later on today, after you kind of digest all of the things that you heard today, I think the important thing to realize here is that these things aren't fads, that people are finding real success in the changes that they're making here. And that's the reason why you're seeing all of these trends that you're seeing. It's because consumers are thinking more about the impact that their food has on their overall wellness. At Simple Mills, we're firm believers in when you eat better, you feel better, and you're able to pursue a passion-filled life. And so with that, I wanted to wish that for you today. Thank you.